Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Yes, your new Toyota Land Cruiser is classified by Toyota as light duty, as you see here. So today we're going to talk about the new Land Cruiser, aka the new light duty Land Cruiser. So we're looking at the Land Cruiser site in the world market. As you might have imagined, the American market doesn't classify this new Land Cruiser, as you see here, as quote-unquote light duty. So here's the Land Cruiser 250 that's going to be coming to America soon. And here's the quote-unquote real Land Cruiser, the Land Cruiser 300, that the United States market does not get. And here is the Land Cruiser 70, which is classified as heavy duty, which we'll talk about in a second. And again, here is the Land Cruiser 250 that will be in America over here. So let's talk about this Land Cruiser here and why it's called light duty. Now, again, in the world market, this is being openly marketed by Toyota proudly as light duty. If we look over here, for example, we can see the lineup, and we can clearly see that the Land Cruiser 250 is classified as light duty. You see it over here. So what's up with that, essentially? All right. So should you worry about the fact that your new Land Cruiser is light duty? Well, let's talk about what light duty means specifically. Let's talk about the history of the Land Cruiser. That'll better help you understand what they mean by light duty, and if you should be freaking out about this new light duty Land Cruiser that will be coming to America soon here. So let's look at the genealogy of the Toyota Land Cruiser. As you can see, everything goes back to the mother vehicle, the Land Cruiser, upon which all Land Cruisers were spawned from. And that's this 1951 Toyota Jeep. So you know what a Jeep is, just like a Jeep Wrangler. Back in 1951, Toyota did the same exact thing, just made in Japan by Toyota. So that's the original. Then it led to this 20 series here, and then progressed to the 40 series. Then it progressed to the 70 series. So if we follow this line straight back, this blue line, you can see that this lineage here, this blue lineage, is what Toyota classifies as their heavy-duty series. As it exists right now, in the world market, you can get a 70 series brand new. They're just not coming here to America for obvious reasons. But let's talk about that light duty. So let's go back here and follow this chart, and we'll talk about the light duty Land Cruiser that's going to be in the American market. And that basically springs off of this 40 series here and goes up to this sort of station wagon looking stuff. The 60, 80 series, 100 series, 200 series. And oh, sorry, we're gonna talk about the different, what Toyota calls the station wagon, and then we'll get to the light duty stuff. So this spawned the station, what Toyota calls the station wagon, which includes the current 300 series Land Cruiser. So that all spawned from the 40 series here up to the station wagon. All right, now let's talk about the light duty. That is, again, well, let's see. It looks like it came from the 70 series. So it came from the 70 series here, which was still heavy duty, but it went down here to the 70 series so-called light duty, then the light duty Prado, aka the Land Cruiser Prado, 90 series Prado, 120 series Prado, the 150 series Land Cruiser Prado, which is your Lexus GX 460 in the world market, or Lexus GX 470 as well. And then finally, we get to the 250 series, which is classified as light duty. So what is the deal with this? Well, it comes down to essentially a translation issue. And the reason why you are not going to see the Land Cruiser here in America marketed as light duty has to do with the obvious implications or translational implications that Americans would face if they called it light duty. In other words, what I'm trying to ramble here is light duty to Americans, to American ears, gives off the impression that the car is not rugged. So obviously that's a no-no in the American market to imply that a SUV, let alone a Toyota Land Cruiser, is light duty. Hence, you won't see light duty applied to the American market. Yet it is indeed light duty. So what do we mean, again, by light duty? I know I keep beating around the bush here, so let's get to it. The way to explain light duty is you got to look at the heavy duty one. The 70 series is classified as heavy duty because it's meant to do work, duty. So that's what the duty means. The duty literally means work. So when we talk heavy duty, outside of American vernacular, which kind of twists it around into ruggedness and this sort of thing, this has to do with work. This 70 series is used around the world as a work truck, literally. It's a workhorse. It's an off-road workhorse. It goes off-road, but it's meant to carry heavy loads across horrible terrain and get to the location, deliver the load, or do whatever work it has to do, and then return to where it came from. So that's what they mean by heavy duty. This thing is meant to work and tow. It's not meant to just be an off-road toy. It's meant to actually get a job done. And the American equivalent might be something like a Ford Super Duty F250, 350, or whatever the heck number they're up to. It's supposed to do work. It's not meant to simply take you to the trail and get you through the trail. It's got to carry heavy loads. So you get the picture. Of course, it has the main difference here is the front axle is a solid axle versus independent suspension, as seen on the other Land Cruiser series. So this solid front axle is a lot stronger, so it's able to carry heavier loads without braking. Key here is, again, loads. This solid front axle, like you might see on any commercial truck, is meant to carry a lot of junk on it and not brake. And these things are overloaded in the third world, and they are designed to go beyond their load limit. You know, obviously Toyota's not going to say overload this thing, but people overload this front axle. You can see the front differential here. So that's a solid front differential, just like that you see on the rear of most vehicles, or just like on a Jeep Wrangler. And this will articulate more and carry heavier loads. So this is why this is classified as the heavy duty. It's nothing to do with the off-road, quote, prowess or ability of the vehicle. So what about, we'll come back to the light duty, what about the station wagon? So what the world calls or knows to be the real Land Cruiser. This Land Cruiser 300 that we see here in the world market is classified as a station wagon. So the station wagon literally means, you know, kind of, and of course, getting back to American American English, you would never want to call the flagship Land Cruiser in America a station wagon. It just doesn't translate well here. It's a people carrier, so it's an off-road people carrier. It's not meant to carry heavy loads and do work. It's meant to get you and your entourage or your friends or your family to a location safely and back on and off-road in relative comfort, and that's exactly what it does. It reigns the king of four-wheel drive. So the station wagon is the king according to Toyota. So all right, let's go back to the light duty and wrap it up here. So what does it mean? You're thinking about getting the new light duty Toyota Land Cruiser 250 seen here. So what does this mean? Okay, you're going to get this light duty series up here, over here, this cute yellow one. What does it mean? And the answer is absolutely nothing. As stated, it has to do with workloads. It has nothing to do with its ability to off-road. Now, with that said, there are differences between this 250 here, this Land Cruiser, and this 300 Land Cruiser series, and this Land Cruiser 70 series, and the various iterations around the world, and the various Lexus iterations of these Land Cruisers, such as the LX600 and the GX550 and the GX460 that's out now, etc. You get what I'm saying? There's minor differences. But the bottom line is this thing is capable, just as capable as the heavy-duty version right here, okay, off-road. So they're equally capable off-road. So the duty part of it has nothing to do with navigating or transversing, completing the trails, nor does it have to do with anything to do with its longevity off-road. This heavy-duty 70 series, if you were to take it off-road, is going to hold up just fine. And the 250 light-duty series is going to hold up off-road just as fine. As long as you're not towing anything or carrying, a bunch of turnips in the bed of the truck, or overloading it with concrete bags or some other load that the heavy-duty version is supposed to do. As long as you're just taking your butt and your friends' butts off-road and you're reasonably loaded, this thing is an absolute tank as far as build quality. Indeed, the 250 Light Duty series is built on the same exact platform as the flagship 300 quote-unquote station wagon. They have the same exact frame. As Toyota calls this one down here, the Kang of four-wheel drive. So, same frames, same ability off-road. There is no worries at all if your intention is to merely off-road this light-duty 250. So don't let the wording fool you. I know some out there may have known this, but this can be confusing, especially the people who are interested in the new Land Cruiser, and they search around the world internet like I do here, and you see all this light duty stuff that might freak them out, going, what is Toyota pulling on? Is giving us a light duty Land Cruiser. That's not the case. The thing is built like a tank. It's built like to Toyota quality, and unless you're using it as a cement truck or you're hauling logs up mountain roads, something you're not supposed to be doing, you have nothing to worry about. All right, enough rambling. If you've learned something, you found this video helpful or entertaining, please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you, and have a great, great day.